Welcome to the Eternal Archives, where we interview historical figures from our history.
I'm Daniel, and I'm here with Menahan. Unfortunately, on today's episode, Miguel could not make it as he was taking a short break.
Today we are going in depth on historical figures that have contributed to creating a better tomorrow. We are interviewing Nikola Tesla and Julius Caesar with their impacts on their specific field. Tesla with electrical engineering, and Caesar with his battles, his IQ, and philosophy.
Stay tuned as we interview these figureheads and discover the key points on how they are catalysts for our world. Well, hello, Julius Caesar, and welcome to the Eternal Archives podcast. Starting off on the topic, for those who don't know, I am talking to the person who has shaped a better tomorrow, a man with many feats, and I would like to introduce to you all the man, the myth, the legend, Julius Caesar. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for the warm welcome. It's an honor to be here and to share tales of ancient Rome and its triumphs. What shall we discuss first?
Let's start off with your childhood. The first question I'd like to ask is, what were some of the struggles you had growing up?
Growing up, I faced many challenges, including navigating the complex political landscape of Rome and striving to uphold my family's honor. There were also times of financial difficulty and personal loss that shaped my resolve.
So, going more in depth into what you said, how do your parents play a role into getting into politics in general?
My family was deeply involved in Roman politics. My father, Gaius Julius Caesar, was a praetor, and my aunt was married to Gaius Marius, a significant political figure. This environment naturally guided me toward public service and political ambitions.
Really, really interesting. So, playing into that, what kind of education did you receive, and did it really prepare you for leadership?
I received a rigorous education in rhetoric, literature, and military tactics. This training was instrumental in developing my leadership skills and prepared me to navigate the complexities of Roman politics and military command.
Wow. Heading into the leadership qualities, as a child, were there any traits or habits that you developed that helped you achieve greatness later on?
Yes, discipline and curiosity were crucial. From a young age, I was determined and eager to learn, always seeking knowledge and striving for excellence in all my endeavors. These traits helped shape my path to greatness.
So, about your path to greatness, was there any skills or the culture around Rome at the time of your childhood? Did it really cultivate you as a young man, that it really provided you useful in your military and political career, do you think?
Absolutely. The culture of Rome placed a strong emphasis on discipline, honor, and civic duty. These values were ingrained in me from a young age, shaping my skills in both military strategy and political maneuvering. It provided a solid foundation for my future endeavors.
Interesting. Now let's talk about your peak of your career. So, what were some of the most challenging battles you had, and how did you overcome it?
One of the most challenging battles was the Battle of Alesia. It required strategic brilliance and careful planning. By surrounding the enemy and using innovative siege tactics, we overcame significant odds. Adaptability, perseverance, and inspiring my troops were key in overcoming such challenges.
Wow. Like I can barely wrap my head around that, how amazing you were. So, how did your leadership style inspire loyalty among your soldiers?
Thank you. My leadership style was built on leading by example, showing courage and sharing in my soldiers' hardships. This earned their respect and loyalty. I valued their efforts, listened to their concerns, and ensured they felt part of a greater cause.
Interesting. So, were there any moments during your campaigns where you doubted your own decisions or faced unexpected setbacks?
Certainly. There were moments of doubt, especially when faced with unexpected setbacks or fierce resistance. However, I relied on my training, adapted strategies, and maintained resolve, which helped me navigate through those challenging times.
Let's talk about some of the key figures in your life. How did your relationships with Cleopatra or Brutus impact your leadership?
My relationship with Cleopatra was politically advantageous and solidified my influence in Egypt. Meanwhile, my bond with Brutus, whom I considered a friend, ultimately underscored the complexities of trust and loyalty in politics. These relationships deeply impacted my leadership approach.
Was there any decisions during your peak that you wish you could have made differently?
Certainly, there are decisions I might have reconsidered, such as underestimating the growing discontent among the Senate. Different diplomatic approaches might have prevented the betrayal that led to my downfall.
How about personal qualities? Do you think some of those contributed to most of your success during your time?
Yes. Personal qualities like determination, resilience, and the ability to inspire others were pivotal. These traits helped me navigate the complexities of leadership and achieve success in my endeavors.
All right. So finally, I'd like to talk about your death and the impact you have left afterwards. So, how did you feel about being betrayed by your close allies at the end?
Being betrayed by those I trusted was deeply painful. It underscored the volatile nature of power and politics. However, I believe the impact I left shaped the future of Rome, leading to the rise of the Roman Empire.
Interesting. So, if you could go back, actually, would you have acted differently to prevent your assassination?
If I could, I might have been more cautious and attentive to the signs of discontent among my allies. Building stronger bridges and addressing grievances might have altered the course of events.
What do you think about the civil war that has erupted after your death?
The civil war that followed my death was a tumultuous period for Rome, but it ultimately led to the rise of the Roman Empire under Augustus. It marked a significant transformation in Roman governance and history.
Talking more into that, do you think that the assassination of yourself marked the true end of the Roman Republic?
Yes. My assassination is often seen as a pivotal moment that signified the end of the Roman Republic. It set off a chain of events leading to the rise of the Roman Empire and a new era of governance.
What do you think of the ways future generations remember and interpret your story?
Future generations often view my story as a cautionary tale about power, ambition, and the complexities of leadership. It serves as a reminder of the fragile balance between authority and trust, and the impact of one's legacy on history.
How do you feel about being seen as a symbol of both ambition and tyranny?
It's a complex legacy. While I aim to bring stability and reform to Rome, I understand how my actions can be seen as both ambitious and tyrannical. History often interprets events through a dual lens.
I agree with you, but how do you think the world has learned more from your triumphs? Let me rephrase that. Do you think that more people in the world have learned from your triumphs or your downfall?
Both have offered valuable lessons. My triumphs illustrate the power of ambition and innovation, while my downfall highlights the importance of humility, caution, and understanding the limits of power. Both aspects contribute to a fuller understanding of leadership.
Yeah, I really agree with that. So, adding on to it, do you think if you were given a chance, or just in general, if you had a chance, what advice would you give to those who seek power like you did?
I would advise them to pursue power with integrity and wisdom, always mindful of the responsibilities it entails. Building trust, valuing allies, and staying grounded in the service of others can sustain their leadership and legacy.
Finally, Julius Caesar, what advice would you like to give the viewers at home?
Embrace ambition with humility. Strive for greatness with integrity. And always remember that true leadership lies in serving others and earning their trust.
Thank you, Julius Caesar, so much for being on my podcast and answering these questions. May you have a good day.
Thank you for having me. It was an honor. Farewell, and may your endeavors be fruitful.
Before that, could you give us one final quote?
Veni, vidi, vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. Farewell.
Farewell now. Before we get into Nikola Tesla with Menahan, here's a word from our sponsor.
Introducing the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 Digital Edition consoles. A huge leap forward in the evolution of gaming from PlayStation. Get to the action lightning fast with an ultra-high-speed SSD. Immerse yourself in adventure with support for haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, and 3D audio technology with compatible headphones. Explore an all-new lineup of incredible games. Unleash new gaming possibilities that you never anticipated with PlayStation 5.
PlayStation.
Welcome back. Now we head on to Metahunt with Nikola Tesla.
All right, Nikola Tesla. Let's get into your early life. What inspired you to become an electrical engineer?
In my early life, I was fascinated by the natural world and its mysteries. I was particularly inspired by my mother, who was a talented inventor in her own right. Seeing the potential of electricity to change the world, I was driven to harness this power and bring light to humanity.
Throughout your life and early life, how did you incorporate the creativity and the engineering process into your work?
Creativity was at the core of my engineering process. I often visualized my inventions in my mind, working through each detail before building anything. This allowed me to experiment and refine ideas purely in my imagination, blending creativity with rigorous scientific principles.
So, when you talk about these scientific principles, is there any specific ones that you would like to mention today?
Certainly, one key principle is alternating current, or AC. I believed in its potential for efficient power transmission over long distances. This principle revolutionized how we use electricity today.
That's an amazing statement to even bring up. You brought up the fact that you could see your inventions even before inventing them. Can you please describe what that's like and how you incorporated that into all of your works?
It's like having a vivid blueprint in my mind. I would mentally construct the entire device, picturing each part and how they fit together. This allowed me to foresee and solve potential issues before even starting physical work. It's a blend of imagination and precision.
That's an amazing ability to have, and it probably really help you in your electrical engineering career, obviously. But going back to the Tesla coils, can you share an aha moment when you were inventing and working on the Tesla coil or other significant inventions?
Certainly. While developing the Tesla coil, the aha moment came when I realized how resonance circuits could amplify electrical energy. By tuning the circuits to the same frequency, I could generate high voltages and create powerful electric fields. This insight was a breakthrough in wireless energy transmission.
Can you dumb that down for some of the people watching?
Of course. The aha moment was realizing that by tuning circuits to the same frequency, I could greatly boost the electrical power. It's like getting two people to sing in harmony, making the sound much louder and stronger. This principle allowed me to transmit energy wirelessly.
That's an amazing thing. So, I wanted to ask, throughout your life you had a lot of financial troubles. If you had more funding and didn't run to any of these troubles, is there a specific invention you wanted to continue or prioritize?
With more funding, I would have prioritized my work on wireless energy transmission. My dream was to create a system where electricity could be transmitted freely through the air, providing power to everyone without wires. This could have revolutionized how we use energy.
The invention of the AC alternating current changed the modern world to its core. Did you face any challenges and explain why it wasn't as popular as it is currently?
Yes, I faced significant challenges. At the time, many people were invested in direct current DC systems, and there was skepticism about AC's safety and efficiency. However, AC's ability to transmit electricity over long distances more efficiently eventually led to its widespread adoption.
Can you go more into depth about the safety problems that you came through with AC power systems?
Certainly. There were concerns that AC could be more dangerous than DC due to its higher voltages and the risk of electric shocks. Additionally, there was a strong campaign by proponents of DC, like Thomas Edison, who highlighted potential dangers. Over time, advancements in safety measures and infrastructure helped mitigate these concerns.
You were able to push through all of these problems that you came through and all of these issues. What is just one piece of advice you would like to give future engineers and people who model themselves after you?
My advice would be to always stay curious and persistent. Embrace challenges as opportunities to learn and innovate. Never be afraid to think differently and push the boundaries of what's possible.
Now, let's go to your rivalries. How did your public rivalries with Thomas Edison and the War of the Currents affect your career and personal life?
The rivalry with Thomas Edison, known as the War of the Currents, brought significant public attention. It was challenging, but it also helped to highlight the benefits of alternating current. Personally, it was difficult to face opposition, but it strengthened my resolve and commitment to my work.
Who would you say won the War of the Currents? Would you say that it was more towards your win, or would you say Thomas Edison blew you through the water?
In the end, the widespread adoption of alternating current suggests that AC won. It became the standard for power transmission due to its efficiency over long distances. So in that sense, it was a victory for my work and vision.
So, do you personally believe that rivalries directly affected your inventions, either by furthering or pushing them back?
Rivalries can be both challenging and motivating. In my case, they pushed me to work harder and refine my ideas. While they presented obstacles, they also drove me to innovate and prove the value of my work. So, in a way, they furthered my inventions.
Towards the end of your career, you experienced a lot of financial troubles and people would even say insanity. Do you believe that this was caused by the financial problems, or do you believe this was caused just by lack of inspiration or anything else?
Financial difficulties certainly played a significant role, as they limited my ability to continue my work and brought a great deal of stress. However, a combination of factors, including my relentless pursuit of new ideas and the challenges of the time, also contributed to the struggles I faced.
To finish off this segment, what is one more piece of advice do you give to future engineers and future generations?
My advice would be to always believe in your vision and persevere. Even when faced with setbacks, stay dedicated to your work and keep pushing the boundaries of innovation. Your persistence and creativity can lead to extraordinary achievements.
Thank you so much, Nikola Tesla, for joining us on this podcast and this episode to bring a better tomorrow. Have a great day. Today, we discussed and interviewed our guests, Nikola Tesla, about his inventions in electrical engineering, the AC electrical currents, his inventions about the Tesla coil, his future discoveries about electronics, and eventually his financial ruin by the end of his career.
And Julius Caesar, with how his upbringing shaped their path to success later on, adapted in battle to fit the situation, including his accomplishments, and how he has affected the world after his death. And in general, how they both have shaped our tomorrow.
If you enjoyed today, how about you consider following us? We post videos on historical figures, whether it be good or bad. We post a new episode every week as Miguel and Medahan and Daniel embark on a different figure.
Next time, Miguel will be with us to embark on the dark minds of the past, as we interview villains throughout our history, including Joseph Stalin, Kim Jong-un, and Vlad the Impaler, as we figure out how their minds function and what has caused them to cause so much terror.
Thank you for tuning in to the Eternal Archives. That is all we have for you today. Until next time, goodbye.
Llega al club con el combo, rápido, largo y lejos. Se pintaba los labios y la copa como espejo. Se acercó poco a poco y yo queriendo que me baile. Luego me dijo, vamos que te enseño buenos aires. Y nos fuimos en una, empezamos a la 1. Y con la nota rápido nos dieron las 3. Perreamos toda la noche y nos dormimos a las 10. Ando rezando la Dios para repetirlo otra vez. Y nos fuimos en un